Michigan's blue-collar truth. Why socialism is failing Democrats. We've all seen the signs. The socialist wave in the Democratic Party is largely driven by highly educated white voters. I saw even more proof of this at a recent rally in Detroit for Senate candidate Abdul El-Sayed. Honestly, the crowd was whiter than a toothpaste ad. Among the 100 or so people waiting for the event featuring progressive stars like Alexandria, Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders, I noticed very few black attendees, a stark contrast to the diverse demographics of Detroit. Outside the Opera House, I met Chris, a redhead selling socialist merchandise. He'd just come from Texas, supporting another supposedly non-socialist Senate candidate, James Tallarico. I asked Chris if Texas voters were put off by the socialist push for Tallarico. He admitted it's different for sure depending on where we go, hinting at the challenges ahead. Later, I spoke with a spokesperson for Don Offord, another progressive candidate. A core element of this socialist movement became crystal clear when he couldn't stop talking about AIPAC, the pro-Israel lobbying group. He proudly stated, "Don doesn't take any money from AIPAC." When I pressed him on whether this could alienate Jewish voters or moderate Democrats who support Israel, he seemed genuinely shocked and refused to answer. Then there was Tim from Ann Arbor. He wasn't a socialist supporter, but a concerned citizen, mainly worried about data centers. He told me, "I just want transparency. People are making so much money, and us normal people don't have much say over it." When asked if he found AOC and Bernie convincing, his simple reply was, "Not really." Later at the Anchor Bar, named for newsmen, not sailors, I met Glenn, a federal government worker in his 50s from Detroit who isn't fond of socialism. He was direct. "No way El-Sayed can win. These socialists sound crazy. Free, free, free everything. That's not going to work here." About El-Sayed's opponent Haley Stevens, Glenn just said, "She seems fine." It appears the El-Sayed campaign has started to realize this. He's been on TV lately, claiming he isn't a socialist, even as he shares stages with Bernie and AOC. The very faces of the commie jamboree, as some call it. We're seeing cracks in El-Sayed's carefully constructed image as he tries to distance himself from socialism while still riding its wave. The truth is, unlike some urban progressive hubs, being a socialist in Michigan is often a liability, not an asset. A lesson El-Sayed might be learning a bit too late. This is the reality check that many Democrats, infatuated with socialism, are about to face across the country. Does Tallarico in Texas truly want folks like Chris and his socialist allies representing him in the Lone Star State? It's doubtful. From what I've seen on the ground, El-Sayed is in serious trouble in this Senate election. Anti-Israel sentiment only goes so far, especially in a state that has seen economic improvement during the distinctly non-socialist Trump era. While it's too early to call the Michigan Senate primary over, Haley Stevens definitely has the momentum. The establishment is pushing back, with the Congressional Black Caucus recently endorsing Stevens, seemingly to counter the rising influence of white and immigrant socialist blocs within the Democratic Party. The big question remains, are there enough tattooed white kids with worthless degrees to carry El-Sayed to victory? The answer, it seems increasingly clear, is no.